Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living Coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive, transformational life coach and astrologist, and I'm here to give you the new moon in Pisces video. Let's see, this new moon is happening this Sunday, February 19th at 11:06 p.m. Today is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. If you're watching this on Valentine's Day, I am wearing one of my merch sweatshirts. I have some stuff in my Teespring, and this is a painting that I painted of a lion. It says "Stay awake," and then on the back it says Lucid Living Movement down the back. And then I just have some other Aries merch that I just put out. And yeah, just gonna work on the What's Your Sign merch. So you can take a look over on my Teespring account, which the link is in my bio. And once you find peace in your soul, you find yourself. Now, Pisces is about releasing fear, facing fears, and sometimes you need to do that alone. Get spiritually in tuned, heal, and surrender. So this new moon is conjunct Saturn. Okay. And Saturn is making its way into Pisces. It's been in Aquarius for the last couple years. And this new moon is at 1 degree of Pisces, and Saturn is at 28 degrees of Aquarius. Now, there is a lot of power in this aspect that we can harness with this Pisces sun, moon, and Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn likes to regulate, to control, to limit, and to contain. The sun likes to admit and be creative and playful and generate more. Now, Saturn also rules public life. Saturn represents our fathers, logical matters, and the corporations. Now, the moon rules emotional life, private life, nurturing, the mother, intuition, and we are changing our world by changing our relationship that we have with the past, our mothers or our fathers or the lack thereof. Now, this new moon is trining over to the South Node in Scorpio. And if you're on the West Coast, San Francisco Bay Area, like myself, Scorpio and the South Node will be rising during the exact new moon. Now, this is highlighting the past, things that are no longer serving us. This energy could pull us back into those areas, back into the intensity or the familiar that didn't really work, or the obsession, or the deep soul connections, right? Because Scorpio is like depths, it's sexual, not necessarily sustainable, right? It is ruler is Mars and Pluto, which can drive it in really fast and really hard and it not last. It's also the energy of sexual manipulation. This could also be karmic, as this Saturn is also conjunct this new moon, right? So Saturn is also the planet of karma. this new moon is not only heavy with this kind of intensity, but it also has staying power. So we want to be very mindful that of which our thoughts are happening. So we do have this power to manifest with our imagination. If there was a time to get delusional, this would be the time. I give you permission, as long as it is focused on your intentions, your dreams, your goals. Okay, I don't want you getting delusional about other things. And now Venus is conjunct Neptune. Okay, Venus, the planet of beauty and love and not so much romance. That's a Leo, but like our partnerships or relationships, kind of like the things that we really love, abundance, and it's like blending its energies with Neptune of like fantasy. Okay, so the fantasy could really take over our vision. And this is a sweet conjunction for falling in love, but we want to make sure that we are grounded in the reality. Okay, you can't just like all of a sudden meet someone for the first time and you've already imagined yourself having kids with them, married, and like, really making up this crazy stuff in your head that this person can't possibly give you with just one meeting that you had. Naturally, we want the things that bring us comfort, right? Like a sense of home, but also the stronger depth of connection that makes us feel as well. We must keep in mind where our ideas of home came from. So there's this quote, it's home is where the story begins. And there's so much weight to that very one sentence. And it could be the weight of maybe an abusive childhood or a neglectful childhood or a hurtful childhood. And this is where your story begins. So what does this mean for you? Sometimes our story can start off all wrong like that, especially if you come from this neglect, hurt, abuse, chaos. But we ultimately get to choose the ending to our story, right? We can take the power back. You don't have to be a product of your environment. You can choose to work on yourself through your issues, evolve past karmic cycles, and make the choice to be happy. Sometimes it's just getting out of our own way. Remember, we are magic. Each of us has the choice to take back our power by taking control of our thoughts and our minds. That's very important. That may have got the best of us, right? When Mercury was conjunct Pluto. Now, Mercury was applying to Pluto February 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th. Okay, it slowly faded away, separating, and I wish it could have went faster, but when you're in the midst of this intense conjunction, it could be a stick in the mud with our thought patterns. Our communication is just like, you're just talking about and focusing on all the stuff that you don't want, your fears, right? You're talking about the hurt or the pain or the manipulation or the power that was put over you. And this Mercury is the planet of the mind, okay? Communications, thoughts, and blending with the energy of the underworld, depth, endings, removal, transformation, the darker things. This transit was to help us remove any unwanted shadow aspects, people, things that are getting in the way of our prosperity. So we purged, we cleared to make room for the new. that is coming right in, especially we're like around the corner from Aries season, right? We just got to get through the mucky waters of Pisces. And Pisces energy is all about releasing, letting go, endings. And in order for things to begin, we must end things. We must clear our space, get rid of any unnecessary stuff that we don't need. Note that this transit with Mercury conjunct Pluto that just happened, this could have been a little more challenging for those that are Mercury ruled. Geminis, rising Geminis especially, and Virgos. Okay, so if you have a Virgo moon, rising, sun, look at your chart. Those would be my top three. Okay. Now, Venus enters Aries. Moon. Yeah, the moon is in Sagittarius. So I don't know. Valentine's Day, I think, is in the wrong time of year because Aquarius is more about the love for humanity than a love from an individual. That's opposite. That's where Leo is. Leo will, has a love for the people that they love, the person that they love, themselves and whoever they're with and whoever they surround themselves with. Not always like everyone. That's very Aquarius. And Aquarius is very detached. They're more intellectual. It's an intellectual sign. So Valentine's Day is in when the sun is like furthest away from home because the sun is at home in Leo. And the moon is in Sagittarius, which is like very expansive, okay, as far as like in tune with one's emotions, but very like high vibrational, but at the same time very detached. They like their freedom. So that could be a little wishy-washy, but let's get right back into what's going on. So yeah, so Venus is in Pisces applying to Neptune, and then Venus will make its way into Aries on tomorrow, I think. Yeah, tomorrow. So during this new moon, which is, I believe, Sunday, Venus enters Aries tomorrow, which is the new cycle for the feminine energy. This is enthusiastic, fast-paced, excitable energy. Aries is direct and blunt and expressed spontaneously. Aries prefers to chase and seduce instead of being the one chased and seduced. So Aries they like the chase. Aries, this is good for the Aries because Venus is going to be rolling through your sign. So it's coming up on some pretty good energy right before your birthday season. So Venus is also sextile Pluto. This is about companionship, deep love, sexual energy, spiritual connections, and relating becomes important to us. And Mars during this new moon is in Gemini, is trining over to Mercury. So making plans is favored during this aspect, as Mars, the planet of action, and Mercury, the planet of communication, are having a harmonious connection. So this is a good time to be adventurous and to take risks, especially in love. Now, Mercury is squared to Uranus. Okay, this could be a difficult energy, but not like, I think it's just difficult in the way that there's a lot of extra like energy. We could be feeling a little more like anxious or have more energy, period. And I think maybe a little more happening upstairs. And so maybe it's a good time to go to the gym, work out, burn off some extra steam, especially yoga and meditative practices to slow down the mind. But I mean, this really opens us up to possibilities for the future, for newness, new things, as we're purging and letting go of the resistance that we have had in our life. So be mindful not to rush things or become impatient with others. Okay. This could come up that forces outside of our control, like unexpected events, unexpected news, unexpected things that kind of force us to make a change of plans. Our minds will have the capacity to see new perspectives, which then in turn creates breakthroughs. And then so slow down, take a breath, and embrace this watery ride. Now, Mars is also sextile Chiron. This gives us the open opportunity to heal the past wounds, especially around our egos or like our egos being hurt, and just allowing the rejuvenation to happen through mindful action and finding peace through the unknown waters of this nebulous Pisces season. Now, this Pisces season allows for the release of control, to let go and go with the flow. Allow what is done to be done. Be present and trust where your intuition is leading you. Practice grounding during this time so you're not getting lost in the unconscious detachment from reality through the delusions or the drugs or the alcohol or the spirits. Stay focused on the connection with your higher self, your health regimens, and your daily rituals that will benefit you for the new year spring season coming up March 20th. Yeah. So that is out of the way. And yeah, let's get into the inside degrees. I'll read an inside degrees and then I will do a card reading to end. So Pisces at 1 degrees. A field of dandelions. Teeming with mass consciousness, you feel yourself to be as anonymous and undifferentiated as you can possibly be. Hiding in this identification is comfortable, cozy, and safe. And it can be prolonged indefinitely. While you wait here with individuality suspended and all of life being right at hand, the most remarkable discoveries can take place. In particular, you are welcomed and invited to know the ancestors, to know the collective, to know the sweep of evolution immediately and compulsively, to be swept along on the tides of time, to stay bound and rooted in the dream plant state. It is a rapture and an abandon. Eventually, it satiates itself, and then you are sprung very fresh and very new to be free in the world and to make the ultimate discovery of the vast difference between casting your fate to the winds and being vitally present in the moments dawning with a celebratory fervor. There's always new words in this book, but it's one of the reasons why I love it so much. So Pisces is really the ending, right? It's the last sign of the zodiac. It's a water sign. It's very intuitive. It's very releasing of control. It knows no boundaries. And Venus is there and Neptune's there. and the sun and the moon for this Sunday. It's definitely magic. And we got the stingray. Hello. How do we get a water animal? Oh, because it's Pisces. And Pisces kind of rules the ocean. It's like the collective unconscious. It's like where we all meet and we move together. All right, let's see what the stingray has to say. Developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. A stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, which is easy, comfortable, and familiar, like I said, with this energy, and the new, which could be challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Taking that chance, taking the risk in the unknown. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again, as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. Now, when in balance, this stingray energy is eager and wants to grow. And when out of balance, it blames others and quits. And to bring into balance, if you're feeling out of balance, move through the discomfort. So that is a very relevant card for this new moon. And we've been having a lot of like solar storm. We have a lot going on the sun, a lot of action. I think that's where all the wind came from today. Yeah. I'm just looking on Space Weather Live. Kind of shows you what's going on, which is really nice, because then when the KP is really high, you know that the winds are going to kick up, that you're going to be a little more tired, you need to drink a little more water. And then you have the solar activity. Can't really see, but like there's all the solar flares that are happening on the sun. And very interesting. Okay, so I wanted to pull from the Mermaid Oracle because it's relevant. It's Pisces. And I have a progressed Pisces moon right now, which is completely and utterly very uncomfortable for me because I am a Virgo moon. And so my progressed moon is the furthest away from its damn home. And I cannot wait to get out. My moon's going to be moving into Aries this year, and I'm like counting the days so I can get back to action. I've definitely been learning a lot though through the progression of the moon in Pisces. Okay, falling in love, kissing the divine in another, in yourself. Wow, I have never pulled this card in this deck before. So, I mean, this is a really beautiful Venus conjunct Neptune, new moon in Pisces, merging bodies and souls without boundaries. My good Lord. There might be something awesome happening for those listening out there. Whoever stuck around, lucky you. Now, the mermaid sings. So the deviation for this card. Okay, maybe I'll read the mermaid. Okay. There may be no closer moment of connection, of utter merging with the divine than the experience we have called falling in love. It is so important to do this. We allow ourselves to be overwhelmed and we surrender to bliss, but also to the possibilities of pain, of betrayal, of disappointment, and delusionment. Therefore, we mermaids urge you to fall in love. Oh, sounds great. But to allow yourself to be real, honest, and vulnerable. To move on if this love becomes painful, unfulfilling, or continually a compromise. Yeah, that's one thing I've had to learn the hard ways is leaving when the time is right, when it's necessary. Falling in love is a divine miracle, truly, but there are stereotypes about how it looks. Book with strange names like The Rules, the idea that gets attached to the person who has no idea what your hopes and dreams are. So foolish as it may make you feel, do not be cool. Be true to yourself, fall in love with another, and fall in love with your own honesty and vulnerability. Kiss the bliss, taste the nectar of love, and share the ecstasy, but also experience the utter breakthrough and freedom of honesty. It may not come all at once, but little by little, let falling in love teach you the lesson that as you recognize the divine in another, so too must they recognize the divine within you. It must be mutual, but it must be a boon, not an instrument of torture or manipulation. Bless you, beautiful people, for having this ability. Now go forth and fall in love. Feeling powerful feelings of attraction for another and becoming overwhelmed with feelings of tenderness, almost to the point of feeling more for the other being than for food, drink, and breathing. Ooh, that's love. I sure do love my food. Feeling powerfully attached to another, seeing the divine within them, and experiencing the divine within yourself is extremely addictive. Yes, it is. I like love. Love is addictive. The beginning of the powerful relationship, which truly has magic within it, the recognition of soul within another. Yet, it is also wise to know thyself well and to be able to read your own patterns, seeking to communicate and to establish a close bond with another, feeling very keen to them, dissolving the boundaries of self into a kind of one. So I will end it there because it's a pretty long card, but fall in love and fall in love with yourself too, right? Now I'm going to pick from the Flower of Life deck. Pretty short oracle. So this new moon in Pisces, whoa, that flipped over fast. A sign. A sign. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Ask your higher self to show you a sign that represents your highest development for this life. Whatever comes will be the most perfect sign to breathe life into your highest will at this time. Your sign may be a color, a feeling, an inkling, a memory, a guide, or an angel, something abstract or a symbol. Imagine your sign is gently floating in front of you. Light, energy, wisdom shine from the sign and saturate every part of you. All is transformed, giving you full access to your higher will and courage. Be inspired by this newly found part of you. Allow it to reveal your highest development, your highest path, what makes you happiest. Now open your eyes and continue to flow with your day. Flow. Another key word for Pisces. All right. I am going to pick out of the Shadows of Fate deck. Enjoy my hair while it's long, guys. It took me a little bit to grow it out, and it took a lot of patience and perseverance and self-control, because if you know me, you know that I love to play with my hair. So, especially when I'm feeling like being creative, then I like to get out my scissors and start chopping away. I stopped myself twice already. I'm like, no, 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 you haven't had it long enough. The revolutionary. Ooh. It's just the one that called out to me. I picked it. The revolutionary is asking you to challenge the status quo, whether it is external or internal. The revolutionary seeks to do things radically different, like the outlaw. The revolutionary has ideals that can be viewed as out there. They are natural leaders that can see what the collective needs and are able to put into action. They invite others to be a part of building the world with them. The revolutionary invites us to bring some of the trailblazing energy and apply it to our situation in life. How can you meet the needs of the collective? How can you lead with integrity? Be aware that working with revolutionary energy does not always translate to being accepted and loved. You will have people that support you, but your work can also attract naysayers. This just means it is potent and worthwhile. Do not let anyone affect how you stand in the world. Allow their words to fuel your fire and keep going. Seriously. So many naysayers when it comes to being an astrologist, but it's what I enjoy, what intrigues me, and it's my passion. So fuck off, right? A balanced revolutionary leads and empowers. They are not afraid to be direct and deliver a harsh message that when necessary, but they do so with love. Yeah, I love you, but fuck off. Is that better? Okay. They are original thinkers that push the envelope. They are all about questioning things and inviting others to do the same. They are truth seekers, but are fluid to how they find truth. That is very true. Because you don't have to be a scientist to not be open and creative and spiritual. And you don't have to be an artist and spiritual and creative and not be a scientist, because I have a degree and I did a lot of research studies. So I am a scientist and I'm also creative, and I blend the two. It's called using the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. You use your higher self and intuition, your gift, and then you use the physical world as well. But you have to use both. You can't just live in 3D, and you can't just live in another dimension. Like, you have to have both, right? It's like what is that? The magician card, where he has one hand up and feet on the ground. Okay. So in the quest for the good of the greater collective, an unbalanced revolutionary may become obsessive and use tactics that can be harmful. They also may become tyrannical and unable to hear others because they have some imbalanced ego issues, which I find a lot when people that don't know anything about astrology, but like star signs, and how they react to something that's so complex, in which I've studied for a long time. And I know, but like their anger and reactions from like dogmatic Christians and like super science-minded people, or think that they're science-minded, but like literally in order to create a hypothesis, you have to have a creative mind, and you have to play your own devil's advocate when trying to, I mean, every good scientist will try to create a what is it? A research study that is proving against what they think, right? Because it's all about trying to find holes or prove yourself wrong. But I'm sorry, but astrology is one of the oldest sciences there is. When back in the olden days, before there was anything, there was the sky. We didn't have television. We didn't have iBooks and iPhones and, right? We didn't even have cars, but there was lights in the sky that guided people. They knew when certain constellations were up in the sky that certain things happened. So, yeah, be open-minded, guys. But if you're listening to this, I'm preaching to the wrong people, right? Now it's just about like venting, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna pick from Alice in Wonderland, and then we'll close with the tarot. Okay, dokie. Okay, dokie. All right, what do we got here? We got wake up. It's your moment, and follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. So I will read just the one that I saw first, which is Follow the White Rabbit, which is number 3. But when the white rabbit actually took a watch out of his waistcoat pocket and looked at it and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never seen before, a rabbit to take out of it. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it and was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hinge. We all know the story of Alice. Something out of the ordinary happens nearly all the time. Most days, if you are aware, awake, and ready for adventure, there will be an opportunity to change your life. But for this to take place, you must follow the white rabbit. You must go after what it is that excites you, inspires you, and entices you. The white rabbit does not go to Alice and ask her to accompany him. It is up to her to notice what is taking place. She does not think about what to do, nor discuss, sit, or ponder. If she had done so, the opportunity of entering Wonderland would have been lost, perhaps forever. When Alice sees how strange and extraordinary this rabbit is, she leaps to her feet and she runs. She engages with the opportunity and goes after it. When this card comes, you are being advised that something interesting is about to happen. And when it happens, be ready to go after it with all of your passion, all of your might, and without hesitation. Because we can think ourselves out of everything and get in our own way. And this is about releasing, getting out of our own way to the prosperity and the abundance that God has for our life. Be awake and aware. Wonder at what will happen next. And when the extraordinary takes place at the heart of the ordinary world, be ready to leap to your feet and run towards enchantment and adventure. So the deviation for this card is a wondrous opportunity is going to break through your ordinary reality and give you the chance to change the world and your perception forever. Yay, that sounds exciting. All right, I'm low-key excited about this new moon now. All right, what we got? I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice for anyone who's watching that might have association with this, which is Pisces, Uranus, 12th house. Whoa, there's definitely something that is going to be coming clear. Something that has been so deep within our unconscious but it's going to be a sudden awakening, like a sudden epiphany that we're going to have. And it could be that something is abruptly being removed out of our life because there is this Uranus square Mercury. And so there's definitely some unexpected events, unexpected news, unexpected things. So it could even be good, unexpected stuff, right? It doesn't always have to be like, oh, bad, but it's subjective really, because whatever happens as people would label as bad really helps us grow and evolve and push past those comforts. And we learn usually more compassion and empathy and happiness. Because you have to have that balance, that dichotomy between the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, right? So I'm going to start off with, let's get some clarity. Maybe Spirit has something more to say. God, we have here. Oh, this has to do with some misunderstandings. It could be a fight. In the High Priestess, in the Five of Swords, there's definitely something, a conflict or a disagreement. That really messed us up a little bit, I think emotionally, Oh, secrets. Okay. Disconnected from intuition, withdrawn, silence. So there's some silence happening for some of you out there. There's a disagreement. Definitely some secrets that are being revealed. And this could be this 12th house Uranus that I rolled the dice on. Is there anything else before I move to the next deck? Okay, no, let's move to the next deck. Oh, no, thank you. Siri's talking to me. Oh, okay, that flipped over pretty quickly. Oh, there's something coming in here. Ooh, a knight. I like knights, especially knights holding money. Pentacles. But it's like, it's reversed. So this is feeling stuck. This is self-discipline. Hard work and productivity would be this way. Self-discipline, boredom, feeling stuck, perfectionism. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. I can relate. I think sometimes we could have such high standards that we end up pissing a lot of people off, right? And being alone. But anything else? Oh my God. Nope, that's it. Wow. Holy crap. Guess what just came out again? 5 of Wands. So that's definitely the card. And this time, and they're both upright. So conflict, disagreement, competition, defeat, winning at all costs. There's definitely some ego happening here. Ego battles. And then we also got the Ace of Wands. And this is an emerging idea, lack of direction, distractions, and delays. Okay. So this is new opportunities, growth, and potential. Okay, so there's definitely we need to figure out and focus on what exactly also that we're fighting for. What are we fighting for? What do we want? And are we going to continue to allow this stagnant energy because we don't really have a direction? Like we have, there's definitely some money coming through. There's definitely opportunities that want to come through, but we're just at a standstill. We're not making a decision, and sometimes not making a decision is a decision. Now I'm going to pick from, I have 3 tarot decks, but there's been some fighting, there's been some misunderstandings, and I think this could also be a reflection of you not moving forward in some way with what you want, your goals, your aspirations. And I got life experience, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. Okay, so whatever is coming up here for this full moon is going to put you in the direction that you need to go. And it could be sudden, and it could be something that you weren't expecting. And we got page of fire. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and your ingenuity. Outgoing and creative, confident. Okay, so inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential. Free spirit. Okay, well, let's just check it out on here. So we got 16, card 16. You drew this card because a recent event has been a wake-up call for you and to make some life changes. This may be a new revelation or something that you've known, but have been procrastinating about. Now you've realized that this situation can't be ignored and action is necessary. This is the moment both of freedom and awakening. The way that you see yourself in the world has forever changed, bringing you growth and encouraging you to spread your wings. Allow these new insights to motivate you to embrace the path of your heart's true desires and your intuition. Wow. Okay. And then the page of fire. Page of fire. Exciting new opportunity comes your way. The angels guide you to wholeheartedly embrace this new endeavor. It may seem like a challenge, but it's the one you're ready for. Dazzle people with your originality. A youth who's outgoing, creative, passionate about life. Okay, good news. Okay, creative project, believing in yourself. Perfect. That's nice. Okay, I'll take those. And yeah, if you are interested in a astrology reading, transit progressions, natal birth chart, you want to know what's in store for you for these the next shifts. There's a lot of shifts happening. Pluto's moving into Aquarius this year. Saturn's moving into Pisces this year. The nodes are changing out of Scorpio and Taurus into Aries and Libra. So there's a lot of shifts. I highly recommend readings around this time. I'm finishing up some this week. Trinka 555. Guess what that means? Not only manifesting money and income, but this means change. 555 is change. 5, 10, 15. That's 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is about our work, our daily routines, and it looks like income and money is a part of that, which is exciting. And yeah, go ahead and go over to my website if you don't know what I do and you want to look up my different readings. And if you have any questions, you could message me. You could drop a line below. And yeah, so thanks for joining. And I hope you guys had a beautiful love day. And if you didn't, I wish you the magic that this new moon in Pisces can bring you. So thank you for joining. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. And till the next time, your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.